Hi, I'm Brady Barney. Today I chose to speak on WorldCom. So just a briefing on them. It was a company that was kind of a smaller telecom company in a smaller town that eventually grew and became very big kind of suddenly. And basically what led to their demise is trying to keep up with the expectations that was put on the company by Wall Street and how that kind of progressed and led them to do things that were unethical. So we're going to kind of talk about mainly Betty Vincent and her dilemmas and issues that she went through as she did those things. And so the first kind of step that you should take when you start noticing or are asked to do unethical things in your company is that you should discuss them with your supervisor. But if your supervisor is a part of the issues or causing you to do those things, you have to go kind of on up the chain of command. And then, if everybody in the company is kind of colluding and doing all these illegal or unethical activities, then if the company is in clear violation, you go outside of the company to kind of fix that issue and to erase the issue that's going on there. And so she kind of did all these things not very well. She talked to her supervisors and they all kind of talked and didn't feel that great about it. And then they talked to the CFO and then they still ended up doing it because they were told it was going to be a one-time thing. And in their minds they weren't entirely sure if it was unethical or breaking the law. But because their CFO was a well-known CFO, or like top 100 CFOs, that they trusted and believed in him on this time. So they kind of followed the chain of the command up, and then they didn't think it was in clear violation, so they didn't need to go outside of the company. And then if things continue to happen, you should seek information from counselors or advisors in the business world, because when you're at work doing things, it's in the heat of the moment, you don't maybe think clearly. So by getting someone else's perspective on that, it'll help you to be better. The problem with Miss Vincent is she really only sought her husband's advice, and when she was telling him about what was going on at work, he didn't really understand. He told her she should quit, but he didn't really understand what was going on or anything on that. So she was kind of poor on this part of being able to seek a counselor or an advisor to help her clarify or reason with someone outside of the company to see if what she was doing is correct and ethical or not. And then the last thing you should do is consult an attorney. They can be able to help you know your rights and obligations and ethically where you stand as well. And at the end of the WorldCom case, they did seek a lawyer, but that was when they knew that they were done for anyways, and they needed a lawyer. So they lacked in this part as well because they didn't really seek out lawyers' opinion. They just kind of dabbled in it a little bit, and then at the end when they needed one, they really got one. And then there's kind of the other hand that you can go with, which is a silent leader. And so one of the things that they mentioned is that you can put off things until tomorrow, and the meaning of that is just try to buy time to get a proper fix. And they kind of attempted that in the beginning to find other ways to reduce their costs so that they wouldn't have to pull funds or reallocate things that they shouldn't. So they kind of attempted that, but they were so worried about the numbers that they still pushed that aside. And then pick your battles. You kind of have to choose, which battles you want to take on, which ones you don't, just because it can cost you your reputation and your job. So it's important to pick your battles. And they kind of talked to the CFO, but they ultimately would give in every time, and so they didn't really pick their battles either. And then I thought the interesting one was bend the rules and don't break them. And they didn't really attempt to bend them. The first one was more kind of along the lines of bending them, but after that they just started breaking them when they clearly knew they were in the wrong by putting things in wrong accounts and classifying them as different types of expenses and allowing them to have an increase in income. And then find a compromise. So, they talked to the CFO, he's pretty much like, here's what we're doing, and that's it. And they did it, so they'd be very good on that. And then just to kind of wrap up, really what led to the downfall of the individual people with Betty Vincent was just everything they did was kind of poor attempts. They would go to the CFO and he would say, we're doing this, and then they just go with it. They never quit. They never did anything about it. So everything they did was just kind of a poor attempt to do everything, and that ultimately led to them being in trouble and being prosecuted for assisting in what they did. That's WorldCom kind of what ended up to being Betty Vincent's downfall, just kind of a poor attempt at everything.